Hello everybody, this is NewlifeOP and welcome to Dishonored 2, Part 2, Livestream 2, and today I have with me Solana.
Hi.
And we will be talking about Dishonored theories, and we are on Chapter 5, Another Strange Visit. We all know who that is, so let's just jump into this. Wait, are we actually broadcasting?
I don't think so.
Why? Why?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yeah, you are.
Okay. Thank you for that. Let's get going because I fucking hate this. I hate dealing with this because, like, oh hey,
This is like the most.
moths can be in the void. That's a thing.
The void,
Look,
but somehow different this time.
you. The fuck? Of course. Well, look, you it is polluting the void with moths.
And you're defying rope.
You're parasites. A parasite.
Surprised I can pull you into this place. The outsider marked me long ago.
Doubt that.
I made you flee your precious tower and turned your father into cold stone. How difficult for you.
Oh, boo-hoo.
But when I was young, sweet Jessamine and I were closest sisters, sharing a secret. Emperor Colvin had another daughter born in shame to a kitchen maid. Am I dreaming? If not, how is Delilah doing this?
Hey, outsider! Outsider! There's like some bitch in the void. Could you like... No. This is a super... This... makes me all crinkly. That made absolutely no sense. Alright. Oh. Hey, outsider. Are you, like, around? Yeah, Delilah's kind of, Okay, so remember that one time we thought that, like, Delilah was literally possessing the outsider? And, like... I mean, could that... I don't know. Why can't I jump? Sorry. Playing a different game for too long. Don't laugh at me. This is gonna be interesting.
During the day, Jessamine and I played games in the tower. But at night, I'd go back to the servants' quarters for cockroaches and thin gruel. Emperor Daddy would visit and tell me if I was good. Next year, I'd be old enough to come to court to be a princess. Then one day, pretty Jessamine broke something worth a fortune, and the spy master caught us. She claimed I did it, and he whipped me in the garden house until I bled. My mother lost her kitchen job, and that night we were out on the streets with no place to sleep.
Okay, so, like, literally, Jessamine and Delilah were, like, 10. Or 8. 14. The fuck matters? That's what kids do. They blame each other, especially siblings.
No, like, that's literally what every sibling.
And the thing is, like, they could have made her character into a really strong character, too. I mean, they fucked that up pretty hardcore. They turned her into, like, a whiny...
Which?
I was gonna say twat, but that works, too. Outsider! I don't want to put up with this anymore. Can I hug you? Yeah.
Why is it called?
Mother and I saw the nastiest parts of Dunwall, ending up in debtor's
You need to do some squats,
prison.
Delilah.
Quick on an assassin's blade, but my mother lingered for weeks after a fat guard broke her jaw. They threw me out when she died. I looked up at the lights of Dunwall Tower and swore revenge. Washing bedsheets in a brothel, I painted on the side until Anton Sokolov took me as a student. That's the polite word for it. I was crafty even before the outsider marked me and survived the worst the Empire could offer. Now it's your turn.
Dude, the void is very growly.
First of all, Delilah, personal space.
Hey, can't say that. The outsider's not very keen on personal space either.
But that's the outsider. There's a difference.
And you're right though, like, why does it say strange presence when you know it's Delilah? Okay. Oh shit. Okay, so I've been playing this other game for too long, so my combat skills might be a bit busted. Also, I noticed that when Delilah is around, there's a bunch of void rocks, like, flowing in the background, kind of like how it does with the outsider, but a little... Oh yeah, like, a lot differently, but, like, same concept. I think she's just trying to steal the outsider's sass. Let's go. Oops.
It's hard to know whether my dear old aunt is telling the truth or not.
I'm going to botch this so bloody hard. I don't like Delilah. She fucked with the outsider. She needs to die. Okay, so in Death of the Outsider, that's the one thing I hope is canon that we learn is just that Emily, which is canon, just straight up shanks Delilah because fuck that shit. Dowd fucked up once and Emily might be the one to correct it. So let's...
When I saw what they'd done to Anton Sokolov, I wanted to hurt everyone who'd helped Delilah and the Duke of Serkonos pull off their coup. Sokolov is the man who made whale oil into a weapon, who turned back the plague, and now he's barely able to speak. The hands that painted the most powerful men and women of our time, shaped too badly to hold a spoon.
Sorry, guys.
When he does talk,
I'm
he's
a naughty
going to
kid
give
too.
me a name. The next step along the way to Dubluka Abel, then Delilah herself. A name. That's all I need.
I love High Chaos Emily, but I kind of forgot, like, controls because I've been playing a different game. I've been trying to get the platinum for this other game. Until dawn, if you guys must know.
Mother? That wasn't a dream, was it? All this is her doing, and she'll die for it.
The heart is so judgy in the second game. It makes it so much less valuable to use in the second game than in the first. Because at least in the first, like, you could do bloody, terrifying high chaos the whole damn game, and then the heart would still give you useful information. In the second game, if you do bloody high chaos the whole damn game, she doesn't give you anything, and she's just like, angry. You're a bad spouse or daughter that you need to ground you. Grr. Yeesh. Like, that's the one thing, I feel like they try to give the heart more character and try to get it to fit into the storyline, but they just sort of botched it. No offense.
They made her sound actually depressed.
Yeah, no, like, I honestly feel like that's where they get most of the outsiders.
At his age, Sokolov's making better progress than I would have expected.
Depression theory from, because I feel like everyone thinks of the heart as being in a similar situation, and it's just, I mean, and she was only there for a couple years, and she's like super uber depressed, so isn't the outsider kind of the same thing? Same way? My bad. So yeah, the heart's just bitterly depressed, and
Medicinal supplies are low. I might have to go out for extract of blood ox liver and some leche thistle seeds.
Good to see you're still with us. Thank you for helping, Anton.
Sokolov's not the only one making a rapid recovery. I'll be good enough to leave soon. There's a lot to do. Of course, unless the Duke falls, he'll undo my best efforts here.
Then we'll have to make sure Duke Luca Abel doesn't overstay his welcome.
Karnaka's key leaders are flawed, for certain. After all this is settled with the Duke, and the time of the coup has passed, whichever ones are left standing could change things here. Consider
Foreshadowing.
that as you come face to face with the Duke's remaining associates.
Some of them have made their beds, Alexandria.
hot damn, Emily. Yeah, I do too. But as I was saying, the heart is super depressed, and a lot of people take that and apply it to the outsider.
I don't think they're in exactly the same situation because...
Yeah, no, they're not in the same situation because I don't think Jessamine wanted to be put into a heart. Oh, no, wait, no. I take this back.
She wanted to.
Oh, wait. I am so confused. Like, the whole heart situation itself is something I know, like, nothing about. But, like, the outsider didn't want to be part of the void, but I feel like he took it in stride while Jessamine fought it every step of the way. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, basically just cut into after she realized she couldn't fight it anymore, she just gave up.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
While the outsider...
Delilah Copperspoon. Or is it Colwyn?
It's Copperspoon.
Nothing like the pillars at Dunwall Tower, made of goose feathers.
Anton, you've had 3 days to rest. Tell me how to kill Delilah.
They tortured him. His body is covered with bruises.
Wait, why would Anton know how to kill Delilah?
Missing. This is Anton Sokolov, the greatest mind in the Empire.
Megan is right.
Oh.
I can make electricity move from one side of the room to the other, but Delilah is beyond my understanding. When I came to Serkonos, I meant to leave everything behind. But when the assassination started, I couldn't ignore it. By the time Megan and I connected the murders to the Duke, it was too late. The Crown Killer came for me. It kept me alive from my knowledge, but I saw things.
In the assessment chamber?
Visitor, Brianna Ashworth.
She's the curator of the Royal Conservatory.
Yes, Ashworth is dangerous, as obsessed with the occult as Delilah.
That's awesome, some
She's
sticky
working on a
thing.
device called the Oraculum.
There's more to her than either of you.
I love that the rest of these are
Ashworth
pinned,
is one of
but
Delilah's
she
lieutenants.
just
I need to eliminate her. Who knows what this device is capable of? Or what she's up to.
yeah. So the rest of them are pinned except for this one, which she just like flipped on there, just slapped it on. Stick.
I have trouble remembering my mother's face sometimes. But there might be some resemblance.
Painted from memory. While trying to learn more about what the Duke of Serkonos was up to, I began hearing a name I hadn't heard in almost 2 decades. Delilah Copperspoon. We painted together for a time, but her obsession with the occult and the Caldwell family took her out of my circles.
I saw some of her paintings. Beautiful, but somehow sinister.
You knew Delilah?
Hey, she just said she saw some of her paintings, not that she knew
My
her.
past is none of your business. You don't own everything, Empress.
Another life, another life. Megan came to Karnaca to reinvent herself.
For
Maybe I
reasons.
did as well, but the Duke of Serkonos had other ideas.
Awesome. Yeah, so like, Megan's like, yeah, I saw some of her paintings. And then Emily's like, you knew her? It's like, that doesn't mean anything. You know, like, you can sell paintings. Put them in places, like public places that people can see them. Like, look at Anton Sokolov's. He did one of The Outsider, I think. Yeah, no, he did. And I found that in a house. Just because I saw that painting doesn't mean I knew him, even though I did, but that's besides the point. No, it's a great analogy. Like, I could still have seen that painting without knowing Anton. Yeah. I don't know about the or the outsider thing. By the way, how did he paint the outsider if the outsider never visited Anton? What? I've always been baffled about that.
We'll take the skiff. I don't want to bring the dreadful whale any closer than we have to. There is a small dock in Syria Gardens, close to the conservatory. That's as far as I can take you. Ready to go?
Yes.
By the way, Syria Gardens Black Market is the best one to rob, and I will be robbing it. So everyone knows.
It's also the best one to rob at the end of the chapter, because discounts.
Yeah, discounts. Technically, you don't even have to rob it at the end. You could just go in, grab the thing, come all the way back. Not that that's the wisest thing to do, but it's a thing that you can do. Are we going to talk about Corvo anytime soon?
I'm just waiting for you to bring it up in a conversation.
Alright, well, I just brought it up in a conversation, so let's talk about Corvo.
And how Corvo's like the only true constant in all of these games.
Yeah.
Even the DLC. So, it would make sense that Corvo would be in Death of the Outsider.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
Go.
Okay, well, supposedly there's evidence somewhere that has been confirmed that neither Corvo nor Emily will make an appearance in Death of the Outsider. However, this does not stand true for the comics or books. Meaning that the comics or books could go into Death of the Outsider where Corvo does make an appearance in Death of the Outsider in the books, which might bear true for Death of the Outsider game.
First of all, this evidence is completely and totally, like, counterfeited and made up. Like, no one else has seen this magical evidence.
Or they have, and we haven't seen it. I don't know. I'm not about to prove evidence that I haven't seen.
Inside, be prepared for anything. Ashworth runs with an eclectic crowd. They'll be the real danger.
Eclectic.
Someday I'd like to know more about how you met Ashworth.
I know you would. Trust me. Ashworth is important to Delilah, which brings up something else. You might be able to exploit the Abbey of the Everyman in removing Ashworth from play. It turns out the Vice Overseer in Karnaca has been watching Ashworth from a hidden outpost near the Royal Conservatory. Check it out first if you want more options. Remember, if she's still working with Delilah, Ashworth is a grave threat.
Thanks, Mabel. See you soon.
The Outsider makes a note on the Abbey of the Everyman too. He doesn't like Overseer Burn, but he appreciates his, what's the word I'm looking for? Will? No. Passion? It's closer. I want to say determination. I was gonna say, like, audacity, but, like, that's not a real word. Kind of. It's close. Is it? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, sort of. Oh, the controls are coming back to me. Sort of. Oh, shut up, man. Ah, don't nudge me. Hi. I need stuff.
Welcome to my shop. Say, an acquaintance of mine is supposed to be holed up in an office overlooking the Royal Conservatory.
There's a lot of people just
I check myself, but the streets are locked down.
chilling at the observatory, just like watching it.
I'll think about it.
See anything you like? Come in, my friend. Always a delight to see you. This is what I have for upgrading your equipment.
Activity.
No
Well, the other dude
need to wrap it for you, I suppose.
I need hardened bolt, please. How much money do I have? Not much anymore. Should have been watching that. Oh, hell.
should probably actually get supplies.
Well, duh. I'm gonna. I want these.
I'm certain you will be satisfied with your purchase.
Damn it. Oh well, I'll just steal that later. After I get my discount. Tee-hoo. Nope. No! Oops. Yay! Me doing like super high chaos in the first run and I'm just like, not now. Oh, come on. Oh. Oh, you motherfucker, what are you guys doing here? What the fuck? Why are they there? Why? They've never been there before. What the fuck? What the fuck, what the fuck? Maybe they went to go check on the Outsider Shrine.
Witches, guards, and howlers looking for you.
Apparently. I don't wanna... I'm in a very low chaos mood today. What can I say? I'm gonna deal with them. I was thinking of the bloodfly nests when I got those, okay? I did not fall. Wait, are you serious? I don't have... I need this. Thank you. I don't think it... First level, I don't think you can see those. Yeah, no. Damn it. Whatever. I'll find them myself. Okay, well I just set one off. As I say. I've been through this a million times. But I've got sort of had dark vision. Ah! Alright, let's grab that. There's one over here. I always get the Outsider Shrines first because you get the 2 runes. Which are really beneficial early in the chapter. know. I mean, in the first game, if you did something and then went to him, his dialogue would change, but in the second game, they sort of seem like they're all the same. He only changes based on your chaos level, which is all very different than the first game. Sort of.
Look at you, leaving a trail of bloody boot prints across this dying city.
I'd rather wear your boots and do that.
Hannah Ashworth would have been miserable as a member of high society, forced to wed some bloated baker. Her only moments of real freedom, getting drunk at fancy balls, and slipping away to couple with strangers. It would have ended in an unhappy marriage and a late-night plunge into an icy river. But just before mother and father married her off, so many years ago, she found Delilah instead. It was all highways and graveyards after that, never looking back. Vice Overseer Byrne is an ambitious man, but he believes in the Abbey's mission, protecting the good people of the Empire against the likes of us. You know he'd be happier deep down if this ended with Lorena Ashworth's head on a spike. Maybe yours as well.
Hey, Outsider, we're gonna talk about the Delilah thing that happened last night, because I have issues with that.
Like, we're not gonna talk about it? Okay.
I also love when he's like, he believes in the Abbey's mission to protect the good people from the likes of us, so like, is he bringing me up to his level, or is he bringing himself down to my level? Because like, what? I'm so confused. I've always been like, really like, kind of like excited to ponder that. I don't know. I mean,
That's a...
nope.
Probably nothing.
Oops.
I don't want that chaos. I'm just gonna shadow everything.
Wait. Where's the nest keeper? The weeper of Dishonored 2. Where's the nest keeper? Where is he? Fuck you. Got that. Oh shit. Give me this. Come on. Really? Thank you. Painting. That combo, you can find it at the black market safe, which I didn't bother with. I think there's just money in there, but don't quote me on that. Ah, shit. Ah, no. I'll go find the overseer thing later. It's just right now, I'm busy. I must break it. Yeah. Nah. Okay. So, like... Oh! So I'm working on a theory right now about how the Void's favorite, not the Outsider's favorite, but the Void's favorite is the current Outsider. That's the thing that I'm working on. Yeah, that's fun. Did I just eat a rotten fig?
Yep.
Bad Emily. Don't eat rotten pigs.
PSA, don't eat rotten.
Not good for your health. Ah!
That the current outsider is the Void's favorite.
Yeah, because if you think about the Void and what we know about it, is the Void...
It's not a place.
It's not a place.
It's a entity.
Yeah, it's an entity.
Yeah.
I am way too tired for this. Like, I had 2 cups of caffeine. Crashing. So, as I was saying, or we were saying, okay, so even the outsider himself says the Void's not exactly a place, and it's much older and much stranger than you could ever know. It looks through you. And I've never thought of the Void as just like another realm of existence. I've always thought of it as like having some sort of consciousness. Yeah, even before he said that.
Find out how sword through the heart wasn't enough to kill our new Empress Delilah.
A place, but nor was it like just the Void.
The Void's just the Void. I kind of think of the Void as like... Okay, so yeah, the outsider is the current god of the Void, quotes in the air. But the Void itself is kind of like a bigger, omnipresent god. So the outsider's just sort of like its mouthpiece, and the Void will change according to its current host. Sort of. If that makes absolutely no sense.
Ish. But the outsider is more like a caretaker of the Void.
Yeah.
Than happens to be God, than like an actual, like, rules over the Void.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And the best analogy we can come up with is if anyone has seen Warehouse 13, there's a woman there named Mrs. Frederick, and she's actually the caretaker of the warehouse. And those two are actually connected together. And one other thing, Mrs. Frederick actually does disappear and reappear at will.
And they, like, make fun of it.
Yeah, they do make fun of it. It's an ongoing joke.
Yeah.
Just through the whole thing. But...
She's also super cryptic.
Oh yeah, Mrs. Frederick is very, very cryptic in everything she talks about. And there's an episode within this, no spoilers, but the warehouse gets destroyed. I will not say how, but Mrs. Frederick dies because of this. And Mrs. Frederick is, in essence, she's not immortal, but she lives an incredibly long time until the warehouse decides and chooses another caretaker for it. Which, at the end of the series, the warehouse does. And there's actually an episode that the warehouse's, loyalty, quotes in the air, is being tested between 2 caretakers. So there's a lot of parallels between that, and it's a really good comparison for when talking about Dishonored's Void and the current outsider / host / caretaker.
And the biggest
Would I even be in
is
this situation if you'd
the
lived?
Void is always growing, but in the warehouse expands.
Yeah. That's another thing, is that, as my lovely darling sister says, so the Void, more or less, is endless, right? Well, the warehouse in Warehouse 13 is actually endless. It always is always expanding and... to make room for more artifacts. Which can be linked to void artifacts coming from the void. Because these artifacts do special abilities, which give the person in question kind of like supernatural abilities, whether they be negative or positive. And the warehouse is a place where all of them get stored together. Well, the void is a place where all the void artifacts, obviously, as the name implies, are stored together where they all come from. And when they are found within the world...
They cause chaos and mayhem.
Yeah, they do cause chaos and mayhem, and...
might be linked to what Ashworth is working on. If I can sabotage Ashworth's communion device, she'll be powerless.
What the frick was I talking about? Oh, yeah, they cause chaos. And mayhem, and... Sorry for just copying my sister here, but, by the way, I've always wondered, the fuck is this writing? Is it a font? Is it a language made for the game? Is it just random spontaneous scribbles?
I think if it wasn't a font when they made it, it's definitely a font now.
Yeah. So anyway, back to comparison. So Warehouse 13 is a place that houses all these artifacts, and when they're found in the world, they cause chaos after giving supernatural abilities to the people that find them. Same deal for Dishonored. The Void can act as the host for all these artifacts that when they do get out in the world, they are... destructive, and they cause chaos and give supernatural abilities to the people that find them. The only difference between Warehouse 13 and the Void is that the Void is not actively seeking to get them back, while the Warehouse is. Although this does not imply that they directly came from the Warehouse, it is just a place that houses all of them. So the comparison there is pretty good.
It's pretty good. And also, between the caretakers, if the Void or Warehouse dies, the caretaker dies too. But if the caretaker dies,
the Warehouse continues on and just searches can exist without a caretaker
for a limited time as it searches for a new one.
Exactly.
Which I think the Void would do too, has done.
Yeah, the Void has... Okay, so what we do know about the Void is that the Void hungers for a caretaker.
Now to activate
whether it
Ashworth's connection to the Void.
Have one at that current time or not. Oh shit. No. No! By the way, this is the best thing to do for this level, regardless of high or low chaos, because it just makes the whole thing a lot easier.
Greyhounds?
Greyhounds? No, Grave. It gets rid of everything. It knocks out all the witches.
It destroys the bloodfly nests.
No, it doesn't. It does not destroy the bloodfly nest. You're thinking of the weird tentacles.
Oh yeah, the weird tentacle
plants. The vine things.
It's so weird. Anyway.
Phew. Yeah, blood vines, or... No, blood something.
It's like
blood
briar.
Yeah. Blood briar. Whatever. Yeah, no. I don't really care about the witches in this game. And that's another thing. I always love doing this, because not only does it cut her off from the Void, I then shank her. Just for good measure. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I need to upgrade that. Do I actually have runes?
You have
I'll just get this later. Yeah. That's a heart.
You don't know how many times I've done that.
Okay, yeah. The heart's super freaking judgy. I don't like using it at all. Even in low chaos, it's just really freaking pathetic. No offense.
Like, high chaos, it's judgy. Low chaos, it's just
Whiny.
whiny.
Okay, yeah. Low chaos, whiny. High chaos, judgy. And whiny.
And whiny.
At the same time. Do I have this leveled up? Yes, I do. Let me going. So, returning, taking a step back into our previous conversation. Oops. It's a really good comparison when we're talking about the void. When we're talking about the outsider to the void as Mrs. Frederick gets to the warehouse, because the parallels there are really, like, well done, I suppose.
Or, like, unintentionally.
Yeah, they're unintentional, but my sister and I just decided to link these two universes, like, okay, so, I don't like this, but I'm just gonna say this theory right now. And it's not even really theory, it's just more of like a...
idea for a story.
Oh, yeah, like an idea for a story or an ideation.
Yeah.
That's not a real word. Anyway. Yeah, like alternate universe. What the frick ever. Excuse me. Okay, so my sister and I decided that Warehouse 13 and Dishonored, Death of the Outsider, take place in the same timeline.
Same.
Yeah. So, like, let's say Dowd is successful, and Billy and Dowd are successful in killing the Outsider, which, I don't know, for some reason, let's just say they're also successful in destroying the Void, which, say, explodes and goes into all these artifacts that are now being collected by the warehouse, which kind of acts as the same... what is the word I'm looking for? Mimics the Void to the Outsider as the warehouse does to Mrs. Frederick, and vice versa, so...
it's like a similar condition for these artifacts.
Yeah, so like, the Void... let's just say the Void gets destroyed. The Outsider himself would also be destroyed. Well, same goes for Mrs. Frederick in the warehouse. But, if the Outsider's destroyed, the Void can go for a long... I know I'm just rambling and I'm just, like, repeating myself, but I like going through them a couple times over just to, yeah, make a point, you know, get my, like...
This journal might tell me more about why Delilah can't be killed.
I have ADHD, so I wander, so I'm just like, what the fuck was I talking about? What the fuck was I talking about? Oh, yeah, the parallels. Okay. Frick. No, seriously, what the fuck was I talking about? Because I don't know. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Wait, no. I thought we passed that.
Yeah, but you started repeating yourself, which is why I'm kind of like, I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself, but I like to repeat myself.
The overseers take guidance from their prophetic sisters, and soon...
No. Yes. Anyway. So.
The story idea is that...
Oh yeah, we were talking about like the Outsider. Oh yeah, no, okay, so the warehouse can exist for a short period of time while it searches for a new caretaker, otherwise the Void will, or the warehouse will slumber until a new caretaker is found. Same goes for the Void. The Void can exist without a caretaker, or outsider, or what else did I call him? Host. Yeah. Can exist without a host for a short or long period of time until it finds a new one. But the current one does last for an incredibly long time. Same goes for warehouse. Okay, I just need to get off this tangent. This is not even, this is the wrong button. This is a heart. This is a heart.
The story idea is basically that even before they started producing artifacts that had been collected by warehouses, this is basically the beginning of civilization.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Each warehouse was built in similar conditions to the original void that they were from, so that they would be more contained, I think.
Yeah, that's the word I was gonna use.
And it doesn't help the fact that to neutralize the artifacts, they use purple goo.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing. So, in the Warehouse 13, the neutralizing gel they use to get the artifacts to like sort of like. No, I was gonna say like.
Not be artifacted?
No, okay, give me a second. I want to say like suppress. To suppress the artifact's ability, they use purple goo.
Royal purple goo.
Yeah, like royal, just like the Outsider shrines. So I don't know if that. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of parallels. Okay, so like play Dishonored 1, Dishonored 2, and then go watch Warehouse 13 and tell me if you cannot see the parallels, because there are lots of parallels. The only difference between this and that is like Warehouse 13 sort of takes a more scientific perspective than a supernatural one, but it does have supernatural elements attached to it as well. And you know what's funny is that this game does the same thing, come to think about it. I mean, Sokolov's trying to figure out a scientific way to get the Outsider to appear and to scientifically explain...
Why the Outsider is Outsider.
I was gonna say the Void. The Jindosh is trying to scientifically explain the Void. Like, all the scientists are trying to scientifically, you know, work with the Void.
Anybody? Don't maybe search the whole place. I don't have time for that.
I think, okay, with that, I honestly feel like I wish I had freeze time! Everyone take a second, chill. So with that, I honestly feel like the only reason he didn't appear to Sokolov is because Sokolov was trying to prove that he can get the Outsider to appear to him using only scientific abilities. And the Outsider really does have like a 15-year-old mentality from when he was sacrificed. So his mentality is like, no, I'm not going to appear for you to prove you wrong. And that honestly makes a hell of a lot of sense. Yeah, you want me to appear, and you want like supernatural explanation for this to prove that it can be done just by like scientific methods. He won't do it just to prove that he's not scientific, like that like certain theories cannot get him to cannot get him to appear just on a whim.
I'm not going to appear because you want me to appear, because if I'm going to appear, I'm going to appear on my terms.
Yeah, that's a pretty big thing with the Outsider.
Yeah.
He only appears on his terms. If you want him to appear, he will most likely not appear. It's kind of like, if you want him to appear and then he does appear, it's probably because he was going to appear to you anyway. It's kind of like telling someone to do a chore, right? And they were already planning to do it. And then you tell them to do it. They make them want to do it a hell of a lot less. But sometimes you still do it because, one, you were already planning to do it. Or two, you need to do it. Or three, you do it anyway, you just do it very grumpily. Or 4, you don't do it at all because they told you that you were gonna do it. And now they think you just appeared because they told you to do it. That's a bad analogy.
Welcome back. I see you found the prototype.
Your acquaintance didn't make it.
It is a risky line of work, I'm afraid, but let's I expect you'll be interested in payment. First your finder's fee, of course, and if you like, I can draw up some schematics based on the prototype.
Okay, you gotta keep in mind that he was sacrificed when he was 15, so he did retain that 15-year-old mentality despite being 4,000 years old. He's actually 4,015. Cyber knows. If he's not just like rounding it up, if he's not just like 4,998 or something.
That would make sense because you would say, if you round that up, it would be 5,000.
Did I say 4? I meant 3.
Yeah.
I meant 3.
Just imagine the other.
Well, it's a pleasant surprise to see you again.
5. It's just like, but I'm gonna say I'm 4,000 because I can.
Yeah.
Blueprints for better weapons.
I want this upgraded crossbow shot. Well, thank you, good sir. I just borrowed this.
Where are you taking that? I'm just gonna take it away. I love how you can literally just pick up the wheel that opens up so that he can be raw.
You know, I think there's actually like 2 wheels. I'm not sure where the second one is, but I swear there's a second one. No, like, I'm almost certain there's a second one, but I could have just dreamed that, so I don't actually know if there is. Alright. God damn it, I don't want you, heart! Angry, depressed, mom heart. Angry, depressed. Give up! I need this. Ah! You actually do have to do like a 360 spin while you're going up there. It's kind of funny. Go to sleep. Thank you. Like I said, this is the best shop to rob because it is stocked, dude. It is.
Even without like all of the weapons and materials, it still has a lot of money.
Oh yeah, like this is a really good shop to rob if you're going for well-funded. By the way, that was my last achievement before I got the platinum, was well-funded. It was annoying. Another tip is get well-funded when you're doing Nose Powers mode because the runes are $200 a piece.
Which means visiting the shrines is 400.
Yeah, just visiting the shrines. And by the way, you can get up to all the shrines with Nose Powers mode. They did make that accessible, so...
Yeah, you just have to be very creative to do it.
There are pathways that lead up to the shrine no matter what level you're in. The only one I've noticed that you can't really get into, and this isn't a shrine, but this is just like a location. But in No Powers mode, right before Duke of Bells, there's this one apartment that I could not figure out how to get to, no matter what the hell I did. It was the sculpture apartment, and it has a black bone charm in it.
The black bone charms I've noticed if you don't have powers are like impossible to get.
I've noticed that, yeah. Like the one on the very roof of the Admire, that's in the bird's nest. The only black bone charm I think you can probably get
is the one in the Royal Conservatory. Yeah, get that one.
Oh yeah, there's a window that leads out to that. But I was thinking of the one that was up on Dunwall Tower, but then I remembered you cannot get up there without power. Wait, I take that back. I think I got up there once. I think it takes a lot of time. I don't think you're supposed to be able to get up there, but do not take my quote I'll be right back.
Ashworth won't be a problem anymore.
Good. But Emily, there's something else. Back when I lived in Dunwall, I did things I'm not proud of.
Isn't that a requirement for citizenship?
What I've got to say is not a joke. I knew Delilah and Ashworth. Bought into their bullshit. Which led me down a bad road. To be honest, before all this, I thought Delilah dead. I don't want to get into it right now. But I felt like you should know. There are things I regret.
You never know who to trust, do you?
Everybody makes mistakes, Empress. You'll have to tell me all your secrets someday. Are you ready to leave now?
Yes, let's go. Take me back to the Dreadful Whale.
Another step toward the Duke of Serkonos and Delilah.
Okay, look, Billy, the only reason why you thought Delilah was dead was because you thought Dowd took care of her, but you didn't stick around to know that Dowd did not take care of her.
Dowd had every reason to kill Delilah. Like, he had more reasons. Delilah, like, overseers to his compound.
To be fair, that was Billy, though.
No, that was all Delilah's idea.
Yeah, well, Billy helped. Oh, I got low chaos in this one. Oh well. But overall chaos is still high. The second game though, with the chaos rating, it's a lot harsher than the first game. By a lot. In the first game, it's really easy to get medium chaos, while in the second game, it's really, really, really hard. Oh, I missed a rune. Yeah, I had a feeling I missed one. I wasn't really looking for them, per se. Also, another thing is, I got an Outsider-inspired haircut, and I'm going to dye it in Outsider-inspired colors. So it's going to be black, dusk blue, and then royal purple, and it's going to ombre out to my natural hair color, so that's going to be fun. Yeah. So that's just a random little fact.
Yeah.
For several years, Delilah's been
I did get it yesterday.
Getting stronger, turning people against me. Why didn't I see it coming? What was I doing during that time?
Flirting
Pretending
with
to
Lyman?
listen at court, ruling through an army of bureaucrats, waiting for the next chance to get free of Dunwall Tower. Well, now I'm free. If only I could go back. Aramis Stilton was once an ally of the Duke, the owner of Karnaka's mines. Stilton lives in a fortified bunker at the heart of the Dust District. No one's seen him for years, since around the time Delilah started making her moves. But whether Stilton's alive or dead, his home holds the key to Delilah's immortality.
I love the Dust District. I love the Dust District. To be more precise, I love cracking the slab because of the Outsider. Whee! Alright, we can go now. The piano! Like, outside, like, Dishonored 2 fans will know what I'm talking about, but, like, people new to this game will be like, what the bloody heck are you talking about?
My mind is finally clearing. Now I can return to my work here, helping those who need it the most. And what can I say about what you've done for me? Save me from madness.
Macon is out in the city, but I'll explain.
For a second, I thought I saw soup. Don't ask, I might be hungry.
I I need to know why Delilah can't be killed. Everything we've learned implies that something strange happened at Aramis Stilton's home 3 years ago, but then he disappeared.
Stilton lived in a bunker kept secure by a fancy lock made by Jindosh. Maybe inside you'll learn more about how to stop Delilah.
But I have to get there first. Through a ruin created by the Duke, where my father grew up.
Megan had an intriguing idea. Paolo is leader of the Howlers. He wants Vice Overseer Byrne killed. And of course, Byrne wants Paolo dead too. Both groups will attack you on sight.
Through the board.
Walk in with the corpse of their chief enemy. They'll treat you like family.
You think they'll help me get into Aramis Stilton's home?
I'm pretty sure that will work.
Seeing this place and these people, I can feel my perspective changing. How will I be different after this?
Do you really want to know that, Emily? Do you really? Be honest now. Also, by the way, the Overseers the Abbey does not know how to get in to Stilton's home. The Howlers do, so if you take Paolo to these guys, they just tell you to go back over to Paolo's and get the answer over there, so if you just go to these guys first, it's a lot faster. You don't have to put up with that BS. Going back and forth twice. Paolo's nice. I like Paolo. I mean, he's like nice in his own demented, really cruel way. Like, he's looking out for his own people in his own way. And yeah, that way is like really harsh and fucked up. But in that yeah, I know. But in that environment, I feel like it's like survival of the fittest type environment. So if he is being that cruel because he has to be that cruel. I mean, people there will just mow you over if you let them. Just look at Billy Lurk. Oh, I got something nasty stuck in my throat.
Ready now?
Sorry.
Ready.
Get you as close as I can.
So yeah, I like Paolo. I don't like the Overseers. Fuck the Overseers.
USS fuck the Overseers, honestly. Like, just...
USS Abbey of the Everman. I will sink that shit. Sink it so hard.
It will remain at the bottom of the ocean.
To get eaten by whales.
Honestly, I like the outcome of if you neutralize both Paolo and Byrne.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Corvo the Bloody Duke.
I mean, what better way to control Corvo?
How cool would it be if that was the canon? Which would make sense of how Corvo would end up, even indirectly at this point, in Death of the Outsider. Because if he was the Duke of Serkonos, then he might get mentioned. And I feel like that actually would make a lot of sense.
That would make a lot
And
of
I feel like Emily would get rid of both factions.
She would get rid of both factions.
Because she's like, you're bad and you're bad. Get you both.
It's like...
And yeah, even though Corvo and Emily, even if it is a thing in the interview, it to be confirmed that they won't appear, they didn't say anything about not appearing indirectly, which could be a thing.
Not being... They said they won't physically be in the game, like appear in the game. Doesn't mean that they're not going to be
mentioned like Dowd was in Dishonored 2.
Yeah.
Dowd was mentioned in Dishonored 2, and there were references to him.
Basically all over Karmaka.
Who was the man I'm after?
That
Aramis
one part.
Stilton?
And Billy.
Duke, loyal and smart.
And Delilah.
Modern Karmaka with those silver mines. Started as a miner and worked his way up. until he was a prince of industry. Now, the new Duke drives the
I don't know about that.
Dust falls
I think she indirectly thanks Dowd, because if it wasn't for Dowd sparing her in the void, she never would have gotten the Outsider's power. Yay!
I suppose the Duke doesn't care, as long as he sips from silver.
Yeah, just like Corvo had 50 reasons to kill Dowd. But this game obviously is big on mercy. Which is why I'm a slight optimist about Death of the Outsider.
But it would make sense if Emily just neutralized both factions and the Dukes.
Once you reach the dust of this one, she'll tell you how far away to skiff and take you back to the dreadful whale after you finish.
Bother there, because it's just like, I don't want anything acting up here again, so...
Another thing that Dishonored 2 did that I'm not too keen on is the fact that you get rid of Delilah in the non-lethal way, the exact same way that Dowd non-lethals Delilah in the DLC. It really, really kind of ticked me off, because, like, what the fuck? I'm good, sorry. I feel like they really botched that character. They could have made Delilah into a really, really strong character, gave her, like, a whole different, non-lethal ending, but they just copied Delilah, like, the first game. Like, this game literally mirrors the first game. As much as it tries to. By the way, I've just decided these are just fancy water slides. That failed. I think it's for moving dust.
Yeah, I think it's to try to expel dust as much as you can into the dust district, which is fun.
Hey, bathtub.
I've never noticed that.
Yeah, neither have I.
Just bathtub.
Oh, whoa. Wait. Is this overlooking that area where we first get into the game, like the edge of the world level? Because that looks like the edge of the world level. Okay, let's not fall. At least overlooking it. It's not, but it's overlooking. Will I get the Corvo Easter egg? Probably. I'll do that. I was thinking out loud, not replying to any comments. Because nobody's talking to me. Well, whatever. This is why I do this. So everyone can watch it afterwards. I have Uno Runo. Alright. What can I do with an Uno Runo? Nothing! Except for that. I'll get that.
I'd oversee a grenade. That was it. She was one of the Duke's distant cousins or something.
What do I want to do here?
They do enough damage to each other, so...
Ow! Hey guys, I want to talk to you about the speakings of the Outsider. I meant to kill you, but whatever. Yeah. Nah, you don't say. No, because exploding into a thing of shadows and then just, like, ripping you apart is 100% natural.
Yep, totally. Just don't mind the fact that I just turned into a grotesque shadow monster to rip you apart.
Yeah, I also want to know, I would love to know.
Who did this? Oh, that can't be far.
I would love to know what she actually looks like when she goes into shadow form, because, like, right now you have literally no idea. You can just see her hands. You know? You think I'm the next one? I'll prove you wrong. Oh, how about I prove me right? Make you the next one. Ah! Come on. Oh, wait.
Maybe the appropriate punishment for the Duke is a life sentence in the mines.
I'm surprised the plumbing still works in the Dust District. Just saying. Big time.
Hello,
Hello, Emily.
I've been doing
Hello,
reconnaissance,
Billy.
talking to people. The Overseers and the Howlers have divided up the district. Just ahead is neutral territory where no one will harass you. But further on, the Howlers and the Overseers both have boundaries set up. And beyond those points, they'll attack you on sight.
Aramis Stilton is the real goal. Sokolov said you had an idea.
Yes. I believe that if you take out Paolo or Vice Overseer Bird, the other one will grant you safe passage and will help you get inside Stilton's home. Neutralize either one of them and bring him to the other.
What else do you know that might help me?
Byrne is protected by the Overseers. Paolo has the Howlers, but I think he's also got some kind of black magic charm. They say he's got to die twice before the sun sets, or he can't be killed. Good luck with that.
You're not dumb. When you say black magic charm, you do know some sort of void artifact. I'm not gonna do it. I want to, but I won't.
The Howlers and the Overseers both think they're representing the people of the city. So it's funny that everyone who lives here is terrified of them.
How can a gang of cutthroats believe they represent the citizens of Karnaca?
Do you think the Grand Guard is keeping the city safe? For everybody not born in a palace, sometimes a gang of cutthroats is all we've got.
True.
And sometimes instead they come after the people you love with knives. It's not that simple, maybe.
I can't argue with that.
No, really? Because the way she said that. Because sometimes the gang of cutthroats come after the people you love with knives, and she's talking to Billy. That was with Dowd. When she came after her mom with a knife, and she's like, can't argue with that.
At this point of the game, Emily doesn't know.
I know she doesn't know that, but Megan knows that, and that's what makes it funny. Okay, I can't argue with that. Can't argue with you. She thinks she was talking about Delilah, dude. I think she was talking about Delilah. No, she just came up after him with black magic. She could have been talking about the Whalers, which would be double funny. BT dubs, to get the songs of Serkonos, you need to go to the Dust District and to the Old Crone's place first to see them singing, because they're up there when you first come in. But if you go over to Vice Overseer first and then go back, they will be gone. So it's really tricky to get because you can't be spotted, otherwise everything will come down on you and you can't get the achievement for that. It's really annoying, and I really had to play the game literally 6 times in a row to get that achievement. Ah! I'm just going the long way. Just leave.
curious about that. What would they do if they...
Alright. That was easy. Oh. I was gonna get them out of your lobby, but thanks. Hello? Huh, thanks,
This little
glitch.
more scares off buyers. Who's worse, overseer zealots or cutthroat howlers?
Probably the overseers, because the overseers kill you without reason. Someone's like, heretic, heretic, they're like, okay, stand up for the fighting squad, and then the overseers are like, hey, you didn't give our payment. Kill you. But they ever, like, ugh. I'm not vouching for the overseers, I'm just saying, or the fuck, howlers. Not vouching for the howlers, I'm just saying. They're a smidge better than... It's a great way of putting them.
This is what I have for upgrading your equipment. I shouldn't deal with strangers.
You say it, you deal with a stranger. Let's go get Burn.
Find another way, brother. This path is barred.
I meant to do an awesome slide, but that guy was in the way. Oh. I didn't mean to cut him in half, but...
It just sort of happened. Okay, you have to realize how sharp is Corvo's...
Yeah, I want someone to do a theory on how sharp his blade is, if it can just, like, slice people in half without any effort. Or how strong Emily is. Because honestly...
Am I being presumptuous? Hoping to cross paths with that monstrous assassin, huh?
And this has three, like it's like a butter. So, you're dead. Oops.
I love, like...
Begging won't change anything.
I love listening to the overseers, because they have, like...
By the teachings of the Abbey of the Everyman. Given that each crime was witnessed or later verified by sworn and faithful overseers in good standing. Note someone there.
No?
What? What's going on here? What was that? Fight, Strictus!
I'm not here.
Hey, you! This area's off limits. You aren't going anywhere! I'll perform rites over your corpse.
Oh no, not right.
You're so dead.
Oh, I forget why I freaking... Oh, no, 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 no.
You're gonna pay for this.
I have... Oh, fucker. Yeah. Goody. Oh, yes. I forgot I had bloodlust. I need to upgrade it.
Emily avoids like stabbing in the face area. She's like, I wouldn't do anything. Stab the neck instead.
Right. No, she can stab him in the face. God damn it. I was trying to save them. Yeah, this is annoying. I hate the overseers, this is true. I hate the overseers, what about you?
He's upstairs now, so I'm...
Actually, terrifying. And then I realized they're not terrifying. They're just annoying.
Impossible!
What the fuck? Why did that not work?
Witchcraft can't protect you! Wait for my signal! Go back to the book! What is this monster?
Ah, no! I forgot I had these. This is so annoying. I have no idea what I'm doing. Remember how I said my combat might be a little off? Because I've been playing another game, so I don't really know the controls at the top of my head right now. Oh. Oh. I suppose I do. Huh. Uh-huh. There we go. Oh, I want... I know. Just trying to see. No, I don't have it, but I'll take this one then. Oh, I got one more. Okie dokie. I need to save that ammo, so I'll just get my hardened bullets.
Over here.
Oops. I hit you guys.
My arm.
Oh, my arm! I've never heard anyone say that. My leg! Give me your bloody rune. Okay. BT dubs, I will be getting the painting that's up here, so you guys just know where it is. Because this is kind of a pain in the butt to get. Okay, come on.
But we accounted for 6 of them.
I'm glad it's you in the end. If I have to go, it warms my spirit and relaxes me. With a true friend.
Huh.
I wish there was another way. But if it got
So this stalemate.
Stilton!
Stilton.
I love people still living in Emily.
Ah! Oh, okay.
dozen overseers died trying to bring Paolo down. We've struck with fatal victory. Somehow he comes back.
If only I had my domino up all the way. I'd be able to link all of them at once. What do I have to work with? 2. Can I upload domino? Nah. I'll save up for that.
Possession of some unclean artifact. It's my fear that
This has some major fucking range on it, let me tell ya.
At the chief won't.
Huh. So weird.
Somebody's down.
How'd that happen?
One of us. Come out, wherever you are. By the strictures.
Hi.
You see the woman on the posters?
Oh! Yes, I am. No witnesses. Right, wait.
No.
Hang on. That's the wrong one.
I swear this chart works. This is so weird.
that makes it so it's... yeah, it does. I'm not really in the mood for sliding faster. Hey, let's go check out my dad's house. Oh shit, let's not fall to our death before we do that. BT Dubs, if you want to get around stealthily in the Dust District, the best time to move is during a dust storm. You can use dark vision, and then you can see where you're going and where everyone is, but they cannot see you. I'll just put you down for a minute.
This is where my father was born.
Yeah, of course. You're... no, there's a plaque. Getting up here is possible with no powers mode. It's just really annoying. Go. Yay. The fuck? Rats! Is that supposed to be an homage to Corvo and his summon rat thing? Rat swarm? Probably. So I did not find this with Corvo. I instead found it with Emily when she's like, hey, there's a draft in here.
The trophy my father got for
I thought he meant like a clubhouse. Yeah, like, I have a whole hiding place near here. I thought he meant like a clubhouse in the roof.
Like a clubhouse in the roof, like somewhere where he went and does for load time, you know?
That, yeah, no, not straight up just like a hiding spot.
Corvo must have lived here 3 decades ago at least.
Indeed.
Whatever the hell it's called.
Ravine. Whatever.
Whatever, when he was like 18.
Yeah. Or 17.
I think he was like 15 when he won it. He trained with the guard for like 3 years, and then Jessica chose him as her royal protector.
Something like that.
All I know is that he went to Dunwall and he was 18 years old, which makes him nearly 40. Nearly 50 when he plays this game. When he plays this game. So...
oh. I win. Indeed. I also eliminated your competition single-handedly.
I don't understand why it was so hard for you. They have a whole gang behind you.
But then again, I also do have the help of the outsider. Paolo does too, indirectly. And even Paolo, like, even the outsider calls it out.
Paolo, I have a gift for you.
I've been trying to bring Burn down for months. You did what
Yep.
was good.
And now the only Paolo.
With
been at war with the Abbey, not just over territory, but over the people of Karnaca as well. This is my home. And I'm going to send Byrne to Dunwall in a box to explain things to the High Overseer and the Empress herself. Bet you didn't see this coming, Vice Overseer.
I think he means the new Empress.
I need to get inside Aramis Stilton's house.
You're intriguing, and maybe more dangerous than most who darken my doorway.
Ignore the bloodshot eyes.
To remember it.
Here's what you'll need to enter the house.
If you do have a hand in what comes next in Karnaca, I really hope you acquit yourself better than the Duke has.
You can count on that, friend. The Duke's a worthless buffoon. Get this guy out of here.
What do you know about Aramis Stilton's house?
That's a bad place. You walk by some nights, you feel the hairs on your neck standing up. But they say Stilton was solid before whatever happened there. Good to the people working down in his mines.
What happened inside the house?
I just know the rumors. Batshit rich Choffers had a party. Maybe something weird. Before then, the Duke was just another aristocratic snob. After that night, he had a fire in him. A plan.
That's because Delilah plans better than the Duke does.
Delilah had years in the void, which is...
No, she had like 12 years in the void.
Yeah,
the plan.
Yeah.
As she swam around the emptiness. And she's like, oh, hey, look at this island.
Look at this island. This island is special.
I'll just eat it.
I'll just connect myself to this outsider.
How about no? Yeah, there's like, Delilah? No. I do think that the outsider tried to kill Delilah, like to straight up kill her. But she got away before he could. And please refer to Doubt's Theory Part 3. Because that's going into territory that can be explained.
Like, if the outsider does die, who will take his place?
Corvo! Corvo!
Everything, kind of like everything indirectly helps Corvo. From the first game, the DLC, and the second game. First game's obvious. He gives Corvo his mark, and Corvo takes back his daughter's throne with it.
Hey, let's not forget that he actually designed a mask through Piero to give to Corvo. So he was obviously prepared to break Corvo out of jail.
Maybe he even planted
thought into. Yeah, that makes sense. At least Piero.
Piero probably mentioned it to Havelock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Took a minute to get the loyalists together.
Yeah.
Because maybe Piero's like, hey.
Vera Moray. I remember that name.
I was waiting for Emily to do her thing. But maybe Piero's like, hey, if we save Corvo, things will be fixed.
I also think that the outsider had like knew what Corvo's mask was gonna be like years before the events of Dishonored 1 because of how young he is when it like washes up on the shore. And then in the DLC, where we're just connected to Dunwall, literally the entire plot of that was to kill Delilah, which Dowd failed.
Epically.
Emily, which
the outsider put him on the path to Delilah to stop Delilah from
using Emily as a puppet,
which in turn Delilah would have killed Corvo as Emily eventually. And the outsider, being neutral, despite being neutral, this is like one of the only things he's intervened in, because he's watching her and he sees what she's doing and he's like, no. And then she's like, oh, I know who I can get on this. Like, down, Delilah, what would you do if I just said her name and with no context? I'd be like, God damn it, but for the outsider, like I bastard. But seriously, that's like the only thing he's actually ever interfered in.
Yeah, and then in Dishonored 2, Corvo's currently in Stone Canopy.
Okay, so like, Delilah's obviously planning this, and I feel like the outsider would have stopped her even if the Empress Jessamine was not killed.
Yeah.
And even so, Delilah would have killed off Empress Jessamine so that she could take the place as Emily.
Yeah.
If Delilah succeeded in possessing Emily, Emily would have killed Empress Jessamine anyway.
What if the reason why Hiram Burroughs hired Dowd to assassinate Empress Jessamine was to make a room for Delilah to become Empress?
Yeah, or make room for her daughter to be Empress.
Or Delilah was behind, like, basically everything. Or at least, not everything,
In
but
case you're wondering, Pyro's not one of those
And the outsider's like, a no.
who believe I would grant them favors if they leave a big enough offering, or play just the right musical notes. He doesn't care a fig for me.
I do. Can I hug you?
He called this shrine because he found the hand of an old witch I knew once.
He says that sadly.
And Pyro saw right away that it pays to have an edge.
He had a thing.
Sometimes pieces of us linger long after you're gone.
Aww.
The Duke of Serkonos inherited a vibrant city and wasted no time stripping it to the bone. What will he leave behind? And what about you? Who will you leave to pick up the pieces here in the jewel of the South?
So, let's talk about Vera Marais, the outsider, and what the outsider just talked about there for a smidgen second. So he says he found a hand of a witch I knew once. He's talking about Granny Rags, i.e. Vera Marais, which it is canon that Corvo killed Granny Rags.
Yes.
Or at least Slackjaw did. Someone killed Granny Rags and during the timeline of Dishonored 1. He seems generally sad about that. I mean, because Granny Rags actually has the ability to create runes out of thin air, which is something that was gifted to her directly from the outsider himself. And he doesn't do that, like, ever. So he and Granny Rags had a thing, and if you read Granny Rags' diaries, you can tell that she and him had a thing.
Like, she literally killed her own husband to make runes for the outsider.
Yeah, that could also just be associated with the fact that she's just like batshit crazy.
She's also batshit crazy, but she's also batshit crazy in love with outsiders.
Yeah, she is. She's just batshit crazy in love with outsider because the whole time, so she goes to Pendicia, she stumbles upon the outsider shrine, he appears to her, and that's the only thing she can think of is like, I want, but nothing as precious as the boy with black eyes.
Yeah.
Like, I brought a lot of trinkets home, but nothing as precious as the boy with black eyes. And then she slowly becomes obsessed with him, and, like, obviously, that's not the first time he visited her. He visited her, like, many times afterwards.
Maybe I'll take the day just to...
And obviously, like, those two did have a thing at one point. Not necessarily a relationship, but maybe a relationship in the sense of he wasn't so alone.
Yeah.
Which is also why Granny Rags came up with the ability to remain immortal. The outsider allowed that to happen. He allowed her to remain immortal. Well, for as long as, until she was killed. Immortal as in she won't die of age, is all I'm implying here.
Or like slow down her aging process.
Yeah, slow it down majorly. And he allowed that. However, when the outsider, or when Delilah becomes immortal by putting her soul into pretty much the same thing that Delilah, or Granny Rex does, he's like, no. And it's also another reason for the fact that, Delilah's a part of him as well, and he's like, no.
She's a leech. If we're, like, she's basically just like a leech sucking off of the outsider's power.
Yeah, and he doesn't like it, obviously. He says that. He's like, I don't fucking like this. Get it, leave.
What? So,
But, and then he's like, but pieces of us linger long after we're gone. The reason why my reply to that was, because I've always believed that in a very roundabout way. He's talking about himself. He's talking about Granny Rags as well as himself, because he died long ago, so long after he is gone, pieces of us still linger, and he's still around, even though his mortal body is pretty much mummified if it was preserved correctly, or dust if it was left to decay naturally.
Yeah.
Wait. Natsu. Ring. Yeah, I don't know why I did that backwards.
It worked. The information was correct.
It's canon that Granny Rags died just because if you play as Corvo and kill Palo, the hand literally crawls on you.
And he's like, Granny Rags' hand, why did he have that? And he notes it because he killed her.
Yeah, I think definitely Corvo killed her.
Yeah, I do think that definitely it's canon that Corvo did kill her. Meaning that it's also canon that he did the side quest for Granny Rags.
Yeah.
So yeah, he and Granny Rags had a thing. The outsider, not Corvo, but the outsider and Granny Rags had a thing. He was obviously, he's kind of upset that she's gone, but at the same time, he's like, yeah, he's like, okay, I get that. He's not like, oh no, my love. He's like, shit happens.
Well, shit happens. I think it's, but like in the second game, back to like before the Granny Rags theory, it has like more proof than any other theory.
Yeah.
That been put up.
Quotes in the air theory.
But like in the second game, the outsider, I think, like wanted, like put Emily on the path to kill Delilah to save Corvo. Period. Like.
Oh yeah. I mean that, as well as give her the instruction manual on how to kill her. Just straight up kill her, not just, neutralize her. He didn't tell her how to do that at all. But he did say, if you want to kill her, you have to put her soul back in her body. And he emphasizes is the word want. If you want to kill her, you have to put her soul back in her body. And you can do that by putting her soul in the heart, which he tells you at a shrine later, not all at the same time.
Time is an odd thing. Growing up, I was excited about what the years might hold. About the empire I'd someday rule. I recall childhood moments with my mother on her throne, and my father, a figure of mystery. I remember the rat plague, my mother's murder, and all that happened at the Hound Pits pub. Now this. I just want to put an end to Delilah's life and get my father back. This house holds Delilah's secrets. She pulled herself up from tragedy, grabbing the Empire and changing it to her liking. With Duke Luca Abel, she transformed a coddled dilettante into a schemer who helped her take my throne. She's made herself immortal, and even my father's sword couldn't stop her breath. I'm going to find out how she did these things. The next time someone shoves a sword through her heart, it'll be me, and I expect her to die.
Hot damn, High Chaos Emily. I still don't believe Delilah was marked by the outsider.
That's strange. I feel drained by this place.
Yeah.
Like, the outsider was cryptic in the first game, like overly cryptic.
Yeah.
Just, like, putting like little hints and like snide comments.
He loves his snide comments.
He really does. But in the second game, he literally gives Emily an instruction manual. Like, this is what you do. This is the steps you have to take. Do it.
And the reason why he left out the part that you have to replace the heart soul when he talks to you is because he's literally not really afraid per se, but worried that if he knew, if your character knew, you wouldn't do it. I mean, that is literally the logic that a lot of people have. Like, they will send you on the path to do something, but leave out, like, a certain detail so that you'll do it, but when you get there, you'll be, like, too late to not do it.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that. Like, say, hey, can you do this, little, like, errand for me? And you're like, oh, yeah, sure. Is there anything I need to know? And you're like, no, not really. And then they go and they run the errand, and they're like, oh, by the way, can you also do this while you're out there? And they're like, why didn't you tell me that? I wouldn't have done this if I knew. And she'd be like, yeah, that's why I didn't tell you. I mean, he has the same logic.
And it's good logic, because Emily or Corvo would not have done this.
Yeah, they would not have continued the path to kill Delilah. They probably would have just tried to lock her, just straight up, just pacify Delilah.
Could that be Stilton?
With the non-lethal ending rather than just straight up kill her. But the reason why the outsider sent her on the path to no, not really to begin with, but yeah, more, but the heart. He leaves out the information about the heart. He's like, yeah, you gotta get her soul back in her body. And then it's like later, he's like, oh, by the way, you can use the heart, but the heart can only have one soul at a time. So you're gonna have to let your mom go to do that, or Jessamine if you're playing as Corvo. Your lover go, your mom go. And by the time you get there, it's like, you know, I'm already on this path. I do want her dead, so I gotta do that.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason, yeah, well, anyway.
When no one keeps the rooms clean and dry, the house goes to rot.
It's amazing how many measures the outside has put to, like, make sure Corvo is protected that he's never done with any other marked one.
I've noticed that. Not even Granny Rags, and he had a thing with Granny Rags.
Like, I think literally he's doing it just because he is the next outsider, and like, things would go to crap if he dies and the outsider also dies.
Agreed. But anyhow, everyone, I really want to save the piano for the start of another stream because I love that, and I don't want you guys to have to watch the whole stream to get that lovely piece of piano action. Piano action. So this has been NewlifeOP with my sister Solana, and this have been our Dishonored theories. This has been stream, so this has been really, really fun. But I will definitely continue this some other time, not today, because we got stuff to do today. Alright. This has been NewlifeOP Solana, signing out, guys. Oh, TheKingStudioz, signing out, guys. Bye!